Hello, my name's Julie Williams. I'm a registered migration agent with Migration Downunder, and I'm here to talk about the Subclass 300 visa, otherwise known as the Prospective Marriage visa. A lot of people apply for this on the basis that they have an intent to get married within 9 months of the grant of the visa. And the 300 visa, as you may or may not be aware, is a temporary visa. So unfortunately, with the COVID pandemic, it has halted a lot of people's, or disrupted a lot of people's plans, where they had plans to marry, may have been last year or this year, because sadly the Subclass 300 is not exempted to be able to enter Australia. Whilst partners of Australian citizens and permanent residents do get an exemption to enter if they're on a 309 or an 820, unfortunately 300 holders, as they're a temporary visa holder, are still not exempt to be able to enter Australia. I know that is causing much heartache and stress and angst around the world, being separated from your partners for such a long time, because many of you have been separated for 12 months or more. And I do understand and we do empathise with your situation, but unfortunately we can't wave that magic wand to be able to give you permission to enter Australia. The only exemptions for 300 visa holders is if your Australian citizen partner or permanent resident partner is currently living with you overseas and has done so for some time, because you would be able to enter on the basis that you actually live together as a de facto couple before you're going to enter Australia to get married. The other thing you can look at, which many of our clients have done successfully, is if you are an Australian citizen, permanent resident, and do wish to travel and meet up with your fiancé, then you can seek to apply for a travel exemption. They are granted under very limited circumstances, but again, you've got to be able to show that you've combined your lives as a couple, and not just as an engaged couple, but you've had a moment there that you were living together or as a de facto couple. A few clients have been able to get there to travel over, but the 300 visa is still actively being processed and they are granting them now. And the thing is, they're not granting them for what traditionally was always just the 9 months. It's a lot longer period to accommodate for the borders being closed for yet still a few months more, to allow people the time to be able to enter Australia and marry within the time frame of that visa. So we are seeing visas, 300 visas being granted right up to sort of June 2022. So that's the good news. So don't despair. You can still apply. The visas are still being processed and granted, but sadly, unless you meet that very narrow exemption rule, you're not going to be able to enter Australia on that 300 visa. But stay tuned, we'll continue to keep you up to date, as it's always an unfolding story, migration and the borders.